Alright, my topic is animal testing, which is also known as animal experimentation, is the use of non-human counterparts in experiments relating to medicine or cosmetics. This process of using animals is a violent and cruel process. Many cases of animal testing show that animals are needlessly distressed and given pain and suffering for the sake of testing medicine and cosmetics. Millions of animals are put through unethical treatments, and 90% of animals used in this experiment are excluded from the Animal Welfare Act, according to SourceWatch, and this includes rats, mice, birds, reptiles, fish, and all other animals that are effectively limited from all safeguards. Many of the animals used in testing are forcibly blinded, exposed to radiation, and undergo skin treatments that range from shaving the hair off a rabbit and making wounds and putting corrosive material on their skin. Another example is the chloroform killing of rats after psychological experiments. According to the Coalition to Animal Testing, the rats were thrown alive into the bin and chloroform is poured all over them while they're still alive. Regardless of animal testing being an ethical issue, my proposition is whether or not it produces viable results applicable to humans. This leads to my claim that animal research has minimal benefits to humans and it doesn't have that many benefits to humans. This leads to 3 points I want to make. Animals react differently to vaccines, medications, when compared to other animals and humans. My second point is animals also share a different anatomy and bodily structures when compared to humans. My third claim is that animal testing is an unethical process that hasn't yielded significant results. So for my first topic, animals react differently to vaccines, medications when compared to other animals and humans. An example of this is morphine in humans is sedative, while it's a stimulant for cats, goats, and horses. Another claim is that my second claim, that animals share a different anatomy and bodily structures when compared to humans. Humans share about 99% similar genes to pigs and other primates, but it's like comparing apples to oranges. When comparing, they're not the same thing. Another thing is, according to Arthur Allen of Slate Medical Magazine, in March 2006 in London, clinical trials were undertaken on 6 volunteers where they were injected with tiny doses of an experimental drug therapy for rheumatoid arthritis. This drug passed tests on mice, rats, rabbits, and monkeys with no negative effects. However, once it was tested on humans, it showed shortly after the shot was administered, they were writhing on the floor in agony. So it showed that the testing on the animals wasn't really showed how it would affect on humans. My third point is animal testing is an unethical process that hasn't yielded significant results. It costs billions of dollars to run, and millions of dogs, cats, birds, rats, mice, and non-human primates lose their lives to this process. And it has also not produced concrete results from the amount of testing done. And according to the leading AIDS researcher, Dr. Mark Feinberg, he states that what good does it do to test something on a monkey when, like 5 or 6 years, you find a cure for the monkey? However, once you test on the human, they behave totally differently, and it's basically just like you wasted 5 years doing research on something that's not plausible for humans. Another quote I have is, according to Dr. A. Sabin, the developer of the oral polio vaccine, he claims that giving cancer to lab animals has not and will not help us understand the disease or treat those persons suffering from it. So basically, in the end, animal testing, it shows that as much comparison as you can do to the animals and humans, it doesn't produce significant results that are applicable to the humans in research. So in the end, I think animal testing is costly and it costs too much, and it's not very beneficial. And so maybe that money should be allocated toward other alternatives, such as finding synthetic skin and computer modeling and improved statistical designs which can be applied to humans in a better way rather than animals. That's it.
This is fine. What you got, right?
Yeah.
Did I give you an email response?
Yeah, you give me right here.
You need. So I already have that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Did you send me this one?
Yeah. Okay. There you go. That's fine. All right, let me mention both the introduction and the conclusion. They need to be a little bit more graceful. You just kind of start with the topic, and at the end you're just going to say, and that's all, folks. So you need to have something that is a little bit smoother and more polished than that. But you did a nice job setting up the controversy with all of the ethical questions. And like we talked about, I thought you did a good job trying to avoid making it an argument about values and instead talking about whether or not there's some benefit to this type of research. You did a very good job identifying that claim when you got to it, and you did a very good job setting up what the supporting points were going to be and laying them out for us. You also signposted them very clearly in the speech. So organizationally, people should not have too much trouble following once you got to the meat of the speech. Like I said, the setup was kind of long because there's a lot of that ethical issue that's going on there, and I know you're trying to explain what the controversy is. Some of that probably could have been cut down, and one of the things that needed to be added to the speech at the end, when you were going through the closing sections, you suggest that there are all these alternatives that might be more productive. That would have been a place maybe to develop a third point and say, there are effective alternatives to doing animal research. That computer models and synthetic skin models and other kinds of statistical comparisons could get us the results that we need in order to have scientific progress, and that's where you needed some evidence, because at the end, that's just all an assertion on your point. I thought you had some okay examples in the body of the speech. You did a good job signposting with evidence, the sources on your evidence, on two of the quotes and the examples that you had. The presentation is fine. It could maybe be a little bit more energetic. The one, I don't want to pick on too much because there's a lot of reading that goes on. The wreathing on the floor, that sounds like they're making Christmas ornaments. It's writhing on the floor. It's just one of those kinds of weird words, and I know that you're trying to make it emotionally effective, but you got to say it the right way. Okay, thank you.